Faith, Truth, and Understanding. The Third Testament, Revelations of Jesus Christ, Chapter 36. The faith that can do all things. Thus saith the Lord, in order to master weakness, smallness, misery, passions, and to destroy all doubt, faith and good deeds are indispensable, and are virtues that triumph over the impossible. Before them, what is difficult and unattainable disappears like shadows. I said to men who believed in me during the second era, your faith has saved you. Thus I announced it because faith is a healing power. It is a force which transforms, and its light destroys all darkness. Those who are still far from spirituality would like to behold me in the form of Jesus to say to me, Father, I believe in you, because I have seen you. I will say to them, blessed are those who, without seeing, have believed, for they have given proof that thanks to their spirituality, they have felt me within their heart. I wish you to know what faith is, so that you understand that he who possesses it is owner of an incomparable treasure. He who lives illuminated by that interior light, no matter how poor the world considers him to be, will never feel like a pariah, abandoned, weak, or lost. His faith in the Father, in life, in his destiny, and even in himself will never let him weaken in the struggle, and he will always be able to perform great and awesome works. Faith is like a beacon that illuminates your path until you arrive at the secure door of eternity. Faith cannot be that shown by those timid and fearful spirits who today advance a step and tomorrow turn back, who do not wish to struggle with their own pain, trusting in the triumph of the Spirit only through the charity of the Father. Faith is that which the Spirit feels, knowing that God is in him, who loves his Lord, and enjoys feeling him within himself, and who loves his brothers. Having such faith in the justice of the Father, that he does not wait for his brothers to love him, who pardons offenses and errors, but who tomorrow will be filled with light, because by his merits he has achieved his purification. He who has faith has peace, possesses love, and is filled with goodness. He is rich in faith and even in the material world, but not with true wealth, not that of which you conceive. I will tell you the test that shows true faith exists. The heart is not troubled in times of trial, and peace inundates the spirit in the supreme moments of peril. He who has faith is in harmony with me, for I am life, health, and salvation. He who genuinely seeks this port and this beacon shall not perish. He who possesses this virtue performs prodigies beyond all human science, and gives testimony of the Spirit and of the higher life. The recognition of the truth of God. When the heart contains good faith, and the mind is free of prejudices or confused ideas, life is appreciated more, and the truth is seen with greater clarity. In contrast, when the heart bears skepticism, or there are vanity and errors in the mind, all appears confused, and even the light itself appears as darkness. Seek truth, it is life, but seek it with love, with humility, with perseverance and faith. Pray, and your prayer ask questions of your Father, and in meditation you will receive the ray of my infinite light. Do not expect to receive all of the truth in one single instant. There are spirits that have walked for much time in search of the truth, studying and trying to penetrate all the mysteries, but which have not yet achieved their desired goal. Christ the Anointed came to show you the road, telling you, love one another. Can you imagine the reach of that sublime commandment? all the life of man would be transformed if you lived by that doctrine. Love alone is that which can reveal the truths of the arcane, because it is the origin of your lives and of all created. Seek the truth with zeal, and seek the meaning of life. Love strengthens you in the good, and you shall see how, step by step, all that is false, impure, or imperfect shall fall from you. Each day be more sensitive to the light of divine grace, for then you will be able to ask the Lord directly all that you wish to know, and that is necessary for your spirit in order to reach the supreme truth. I am the Word that comes in search of men, for they have been unable to come to me. It is my truth that I come to reveal to you, for truth is the kingdom I wish all of you to enter. But how can you find the truth if I do not first tell you that many renunciations are required? At times, to find truth, it is necessary to renounce all that you possess, to renounce even yourself. The vain, the materialist, and the indolent cannot know truth if they do not destroy the walls within which they live. It is necessary that they dominate their passions and weaknesses to look directly at my light. Blessed is he who seeks truth, because he is thirsty for love, light, and kindness. Seek, and you shall find. Seek truth, and it shall come out to meet you. Continue to meditate, and continue asking questions of the arcane, and he will answer. For the Father has never remained quiet or indifferent before he who eagerly asks of him. How many who seek the truth in books, among the wise, and in the diverse sciences, will end up finding it in themselves, since in the depth of each man I have deposited a seed of eternal truth. I cannot deceive you. I never act falsely, and never hide in darkness. My truth is always naked. But if men have not been able to see the nakedness of my spirit, it is because they have not wished to. I do not hide my truth with any vestment. My nakedness is divine and pure. My nakedness is holy, and I shall show it to all the beings of the universe. Symbolizing this, I came naked into the world as a man, and also left it naked. I wish that among mine there is always truth, for I am and will always be in your truth. I wish that there be love among you, and my love will always be in your love. Only one truth exists, and one true love, and that truth and that love are in you. Your love and your truth shall be mine, and my truth and my love shall be yours. My light is in all consciences. You are already in the era when my spirit will spill out over mankind. And so I tell you that soon all of you shall feel my presence, the wise equally with the ignorant, the great like the small, and the powerful as the poor. One and all will tremble before the truth of the true living God. The recognition of the spiritual and divine. It is impossible for one of my children to forget me, since he carries in his spirit the conscience which is the light of my spirit, and through which, sooner or later, he must recognize me. It is easy for some to comprehend the meaning of my word, and to find the light there, but to others my word remains a mystery. I say to you that not everyone will be able to understand the spiritual essence of my message in this time. Those who do not succeed in doing so will have to wait new times for their spirits to open their eyes to the light of my revelations. If I say to you that my wisdom shall be yours, do you believe that only one existence would be sufficient to know all that I have to reveal to you? If I say that you will not acquire the human science without traveling the extensive road of evolution, much less will you be able to acquire the knowledge of the spiritual without a complete evolution of your spirit. I do not come to put spirituality into conflict with science, because that mistake has been of men, but never mine. On the contrary, I come to teach you to harmonize the spiritual with the material, what is human with the divine, what is temporary with the eternal. Nevertheless, I declare to you that to travel the pathways of life, it is necessary to know beforehand the path that your conscience outlines, whose spiritual law proceeds from the divine spirit. You have fallen so far and distanced yourself so from the spiritual that you consider supernatural all that, because it pertains to the spirit, is completely natural. This is how you refer to the divine, and is how you see all that pertains to your spirits, and that is an error. What has happened is that you see and perceive only what is close to your senses or within reach of your human intelligence, and what is beyond the senses and the mind you have considered supernatural. The man who seeks the light of wisdom in nature, as well as he who seeks my wisdom in spiritual revelations, shall have to travel on his own feet the road where he finds the truth that he could not find on other paths. It is for that reason that I have sent your spirit to live life after life here on earth, so that through your evolution and experience you discover all that there is in it, and in what surrounds it. If you wish, scrutinize my words, but then study and observe life through them, so that you can see the truth that is contained in all I have told you. There will be times when it seems to you that there is a contradiction between what I tell you today and what was revealed to you in past times, but there is not. The confusion is in men, but you soon shall come to the light. Conditions for spiritual recognition. Humility is the light of the spirit, and on the contrary, the lack of it is darkness. Vanity is the fruit of ignorance. He who is great through wisdom and worthy through virtue has true modesty and spiritual humility. Let all evil thoughts fall away from you, and attract the noble thoughts. Happiness is not in the material things you possess, but in the spirituality that you know. To know is to possess and practice. He who truly knows is humble of spirit, not prideful with the earthly wisdom that aspires to know all, but denies all that it does not understand. He who bears the light of inspired knowledge knows how to receive revelations in their due time, and how to wait for them. Many have called themselves wise, but the sun that shines brilliantly on them day after day has been a mystery to them. Many have believed that they knew all, yet truly I tell you that even the ants that cross the road unnoticed bear a mystery which is unfathomable to them. Men may investigate many of the marvels of nature, but while they do not do it through the path of divine love, they shall not come to the true wisdom enclosed in the immortal life of the Spirit. Search for our spiritual light. From the beginning I conceded to man the liberty of thought, but he has always been a slave. Sometimes due to his fanaticism, and on other occasions because of the false beliefs of Pharaoh or Caesar. That is why in this time, faced with the freedom that the spirit is achieving, and the clarity that is presented to his eyes, he is blinded by the light, for his mind is not used to that liberty. Man had reduced the strength of his understanding of the spiritual, and fell therefore into fanaticism, walked on twisted paths, and was like a shadow of the will of others. He had lost his liberty, and was not the owner of either himself nor of his thoughts. But the era of light has arrived, the time when you are to break the chains and extend your wings to fly free toward the infinite in search of truth. This century in which you live presents two sides. One is the evolution of the mind, and the other is the stagnation of the spirit. Truly, the divine light shines upon the understanding, and for that reason, From it arises my great inspiration, whose fruits astonish humanity. It is because the mind seeks freedom and expansion. Man deepens his study of nature. He scrutinizes, discovers, enjoys, and is awed, but never hesitates. But when in him the idea of clarifying matters related to the spiritual rises, of matters related to the truth beyond the material one he knows, then he is found fearful, afraid to penetrate the unknown, into what he believes is prohibited, permitted only to those elevated beings worthy of learning about the arcane of God. There he has shown himself clumsy and weak, unable to defeat by act of will the prejudices that repress him. The development of human intelligence will never be complete until it happens on the spiritual plane. See how great the backwardness of your spirit is, because you have consecrated your knowledge to the earthly life. Man is a slave to the will of others, a victim of anathema, condemnations, and threats. And what has he achieved with this? The abandonment of all his yearnings to understand and achieve the highest knowledge that man must have, preventing himself from being able to achieve the clarification of what he has absurdly always supposed to be a mystery, the spiritual life. Do you believe that the light of the Spirit will always be an enigma to men on earth? If so, then you have fallen into a great error. Truly, I tell you, that while you do not know your origin and ignore all that is related to the Spirit, for all the advancement of your sciences, you will not move beyond creatures that inhabit a small world, among the plants and animals. You continue to foster enmities by your wars and over your lives. Pain will continue to rule. If you do not discover what you carry within you, nor the spiritual brother that inhabits each of your neighbors, will you be able to love truly? No, humanity, though you say that you know and follow me, if you take my doctrine lightly, your faith, your knowledge, and your love will be false. In me, men will find the courage to emancipate themselves from the yoke of their ignorance. How can you hope that on earth there is peace and an end to wars, that men regenerate and sin diminishes, if they lack the spiritual knowledge that is the basis, the principle, and the foundation of life? Truly, I tell you, that to the extent that you do not understand and practice my truth, your existence on the earth will be like a building constructed on shifting sands. I come to man to tell him that he does not truly know himself, because he has not penetrated his own inner self, and does not know its secret, because he ignores its essence. Yet in this era, I wish to teach him the content of the book that has for so long been close to him, and in which are guarded all the mysteries that since the second era I promise to come to explain with the light of my spirit. Only now will you truly penetrate and know the inner depths of your spirit, and then you will be able to say that you have begun to know who you are. Man shall come to know his origin, his destiny, his mission, his gifts, and all the infinite and eternal life that vibrates around him. He will no longer be able to offend his fellow man, or make attempts on the lives of his brothers, nor dare to profane any of that which surrounds him, for he will have come to realize that all is sacred. He shall come to know what he bears hidden in his spirit, and it will be then that he will have a clear idea and a profound faith that if the spirit is marvelous, so too must be the dwelling that his Father has destined for him in eternity.